Now, the European MPs will not be going to Kupwara. This is the latest coming in. EU MPs will only visit to Srinagar, and their visit will be limited to a select few that they will be meeting. These, of course, the government making sure that they only meet a selected number of people. It's not, a free-wheelie across Srinagar where they can, in fact, meet, anybody that they want to now. Let me bring in my colleague Kamaljeet Sandhu. Kamal, politics aside, the government largely keeping this delegation under a very strict control. They will only be in Srinagar and only meet the people that the government wants them to.
Well, in a way you can say so, but remember the situation is completely fluid in Jammu and Kashmir. They cannot just be walking out on the streets. This is also a terror zone area. So there has to be consideration, and that is why there were plans of taking the delegation either to Kupwara or to Shopian. That's what we've been told. But those were initially only rejected on the grounds of security, saying that this is an extremely sensitive delegation. They cannot be put to any risk. But what is important is that they will be going to Raj Bhavan. They will be stones throw away from Gufka Road, which houses both Umar Abdullah as well as Mehbooba Mufti and the house of Farooq Abdullah. But yes, it's going to be significant as to who they meet. So we've been told that Jammu Kashmir Chambers, Commerce Chamber will try and meet them. There has also been an attempt to reach out to the apple farmers as well as those who are related to the industry. But there seems to be a problem. Not many people want to come and speak to them, saying this is high risk. So considering that, there will be presentations made by the Jammu Kashmir administration. We've been told that Ms. Asghar is the one who's been authorized to make a presentation. There will be a detailed briefing by the Chief Secretary. Then there will be a dinner. But clearly, this is going to be opening up by government at a time where opposition leaders of the parties have also not been allowed in. So yes, a lot of controversy already being generated. Yes. We'll see how this visit really goes.
All right, thank you for joining us with all those details. Let me also bring in Shujaul Haq Thakur, who's joining us from Srinagar. Ashutosh joins us from the national capital. He's at the airport and will be tracking these European parliamentarians as they make their way to Jammu and Kashmir. Shuja, I just want to come to you first. What's the sense? I mean, a lot of people, mixed reactions, at least in Delhi, with the selection of the delegation, the areas that they would be visiting in. It's a tightly controlled visit. And on the other hand, are people, on the ground, how are they taking this visit?
Well, Ankit, first of all, it is an important visit because it's the first of its kind that is happening since the abrogation of Article 370 and the way things have been difficult in the valley. Most people would want that at least there would be some sort of some delegations or leaders who would come here and take stock of the situation, see the real mood of the people. But all of it will depend on the kind of people that they're allowed to meet or they actually go ahead and spend time with and talk to. That's where the crux of it lies. If the meetings and their interaction with the people is controlled and is managed or is not allowed in a free sense, then definitely it's going to send it's not really going to send very positive signals among the local people. That's why it's very important to understand and see who all will they be able to meet. As far as politicians are concerned, we know that most of the mainstream political parties and their leaders who otherwise we would see going ahead and meeting such delegations are behind the bars. They are mostly detained. Whether they'll be able to meet some of those is going to be very interesting to see. On the ground, so far we are only getting to hear that there are meetings scheduled with some representatives of panchayats. There could be some presentations made by this government and the administration as well. But whether this delegation will actually be able to go out and meet the common people on the ground is something that most people in the valley would be waiting and watching for.
So just stay on with me, Ashutosh. A lot of people are commenting about the composition of this group. It's not like a official European Parliament panel which has come, but largely, questions being raised that yes, the government, this is a bold move by the government allowing, foreigners to in fact go and visit. At the same time, the government has put restrictions on the foreign media as far as reporting in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. And also, what about the detained local politicians?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is something called the posturing, which the government, has excellency. Right now, for now at this moment, these are the live images at Terminal 3 Airport where the delegation is headed to board the special flight 10:30 when they will take off, and around 11:15 this delegation will reach Srinagar. And yes, the question that the government did not allow foreign media to cover the situation in Kashmir, but this is first. It's kind of a delegation, the foreign member of parliaments, those who are visiting Kashmir. But again, the question, Ankit, that remains same, whether they are going to see what is actually happening at the ground, or whether they are going to see what government want them to see and come out with a set message. There will be presentation by the Chief Secretary. Of course, the government, same line, all is well, all is well. They will be meeting the local representatives at the very local level. Same message, all is well. But whether really all is well, at the same time, these are the people's representative from the European Union. Whether they will be allowed to meet the people's representative there in Srinagar who are under the custody, under the preventive custody after abrogation of Article 370. With these questions, perhaps why the opposition is taking on the government that you did not allow the elected representatives of India, those who are sitting in parliament, to visit Kashmir. They were detained, they were forcefully returned back. Why this posturing now? Ankit.
Ashutosh Shuja, I request you both to stay on with me. On Monday, the European parliamentarians had called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the national capital. During the meeting, the Prime Minister had called for a joint fight against terror and its sponsors. Take a look.
Terrorism is one of the biggest threats to the entire humanity. Terrorism and radicalism particularly threaten diverse and democratic societies like India and Europe. Close international cooperation is essential to fight terrorism. Urgent action must be taken against all those who support or sponsor terrorists or support such activities and organizations, or use terrorism as a state policy. There should be zero tolerance for terrorism.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.